Hello, welcome to Talking Politics with Peter Beimers. I am Peter Beimers. If you like this sort of thing, like and subscribe, and click the bell for notifications, and feel free to share as well. Well, with all the floor crossings happening lately, we need to stop and ask why. And depending on who you listen to, you get a variety of answers before you actually hit the truth, because the truth is being kind of pushed down, ignored, and certainly not broadcasted far and wide by the CBC. Now, some will tell you that it's the Conservative Party itself that's the problem, and specifically, they'll point to the leader, Pierre Poilievre. They say, why can't they change to the whims of the people? It's their leadership, blah, blah, blah. And so they claim that there's a schism within the party. I don't know, doesn't seem like it. But then the people are leaving. Now, others, the latest floor crosser tells you that she crossed into the Liberal Party for her mental health. What a bunch of nonsense that is. But the truth is no, because it is out there. We know why it's happening. It's because that these people who are crossing over are just weak mentally, and they have no backbone. But they have succumbed to the bribes and offers of the Liberal Party and from Carney himself. We know this because some of the other ministers in the Conservative Party and other parties have said as much, that they have been approached either verbally or in passing. I'm not sure if it's in emails, but I know that they have said that they have been offered positions, they have been offered raises, they've been offered this or that to come over to the other side because Carney wants his majority party. And the Liberal supporters are upset that Conservatives won't change. So, of course, the Liberals are celebrating these Conservative defections to the Liberal Party. And but they're kind of used to their leaders saying whatever to get their votes and then changing their mind later. They say Pierre Poilievre should change to the whims of the people, to become what the people want. Well, a couple elections ago, we had in the federal Conservative Party a leader who was liberal. He was a liberal. Don't you remember Aaron O'Toole? He, in fact, ran a race embracing much of the liberal rhetoric. And so the Liberals of Canada actually got their wish. And the outcome was predictable. It was a lost election for the Conservatives. Liberals in Canada only really need to look as far as Ontario to find out what a Liberal leader in a Conservative jacket looks like in Doug Ford. And Doug Ford is celebrating the defections from the federal Conservative Party to the Liberal Party. He has actually come on record saying that Carney needs this majority government, that this would be good for Canada. So again, Doug Ford's not supporting anything conservative. He is the provincial wing of the federal Liberal Party here in Ontario, and yet he's still fooling most of Ontario that he's actually conservative simply because he says he is, rather than looking at the actual evidence. But back to the floor crossings. Canada did not elect a Liberal majority government. With these floor crossing, it will become a real possibility, especially with the few by-elections we are getting later this year. I believe that if a riding voted Conservative, it should stay that way until the next election. If there's a person who leaves the Conservative Party to join the other side, I don't think they should be allowed to join the other side. I believe and I propose that an immediate by-election should be held if that person leaves the party, be it doesn't have to be Conservative Party. It could be somebody defected from the Liberal Party, the NDP, the Green, whatever. But crossing over to the other side, an immediate trigger of a by-election. And why not? The people of a certain riding voted for a particular party, not necessarily for a particular person. If they did right here in Oxford Party in the provincial elections, they probably would not have elected a man who's about to turn 80 to be the representative in the provincial legislative. So, but they wanted to vote for what they called a Conservative Party member. Now, some of you also might be saying, well, what about the New Blue Party and Belinda Carholios? She left the provincial Conservatives to join another party. Well, no, she did not join another party. She did not leave the provincial Conservative Party. She was booted and fired from Doug Ford. She was forced to leave the party. And that happened when she voted against her own party when she was serving the people of her own riding. And she was trying to reform the party from within. Ford didn't like an actual conservative in his ranks, and so he got rid of her. That's as simple as it is. So this is not the same thing as these floor crossings that we're seeing today. Admittedly, and quite ironically, I might add, the conservatives voted against a motion several years ago that would trigger a by-election with floor crossings. It's a regrettable decision and one I would disagree with at the time as well. Now, Carney, who is plainly in it for himself, not for Canada, could have his undeserved majority. So, Canada, wake up. Put those stupid elbows down. You're making us look like the laughingstock to the rest of the world. Stop blaming Trump for your woes and realize it is your own government working actively against you. And if you're one of those who are out there protesting or supporting those protesting the so-called No Kings rallies against Trump, you really need to look in the mirror of what's going on here in Canada. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded, and feel free to share as well. Thanks for watching. I'm Peter Beimers, and we'll see you next time. Jay's not doing as well as we had hoped. And really, if you look at their injured list, they got the makings of a pretty good team right there on paper.